Starting out, anything new is hard. Everything feels difficult. Everything feels horribly uncoordinated. Nothing seems to work like it should do. I knew when I first started out with a camera that my work sucked. Those very first images were awful, like I was a sucky photographer. I knew it, everyone knew it. It was the same for me when I started running 10 years ago. It was hard. I didn't like it. My legs hurt, my lungs hurt, in fact everything hurt. It was just downright awful. I actually threw up on my first ever run, I kid you not. But in time it got better and things got easier. It's the same now whenever I take a break from running and get back into it. It sucks for the first few weeks. I'm out of shape, I'm overweight, but within a few runs I'm back into the groove again and I stop sucking. I remember reading an article by Leo Babauta that said that getting through the first 9 times of a new habit is enough to get you through the hard parts. If you haven't come across Leo before, he's an award-winning author and owner of Zen Habits, a blog about simplifying your life. If you haven't come across Leo before, it's definitely worth checking out. What Leo was talking about is how the first initial attempts at something new or different are always the hardest, and once you get through those first 9, you start to find a flow with what you're doing. Photography's just the same, editing's just the same. You suck in the beginning when you first pick up a camera. We all do. Then over time, something seems to happen. We get a little better, and then we get a little better again, and so on and so on. Lao Tzu said, "The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step." Looking back, it's easy to see how the pieces all fit together, but when we first start out, it all feels hard and somewhat disjointed. Without knowing what lies ahead of us and how long it'll take till we get good, we often become discouraged early on. This feeling of discouragement is normal. I'm not here to say that it isn't. No matter what we're learning and no matter what age, we all go through those difficult, discouraging first few days. But the key is to keep going, to work through the suck and to come out the other side. Work through the suck, the bits when you're simply bad at what you do and it becomes a little bit better every time. Work through the suck and it's a little easier the more you do. Work through the suck and the more comfortable you become. And if you keep working through when you suck, you might come out the other end pretty darn good at what you do. We're all going to come out of this in the next couple of weeks and months and we're all going to feel very, very rusty. We're all going to suck. It's all going to feel very, very disjointed. But if we just keep going when we get back to normality, that suck won't last for forever and we'll get back to clinging and firing off those really, really great images. If you haven't already, take a moment to hit subscribe so you'll get notified whenever I post up new videos. At the minute, it's about twice a week. I share most of my work on Instagram too, @BenSnapStuff, so feel free to give me a follow. Till next time. Before you go, if you haven't already, check out my Udemy course on how to make money as a sports photographer. It's basically where I take you through all the steps that I took to grow from nothing all the way through to working all over the world with some of the best athletes on the planet in some of the coolest locations you can imagine. If you're interested, it would mean the world to me if you checked it out. There's a link in the video description below. Till next time.